right? Let me go and open one notepad. First of all, let me go and open one notepad. And let me keep here. What is the agenda for today's classes? Let me keep here the agenda. So what is the agenda for today's classes? In today's class, we'll go and discuss about complete introduction to Microsoft Power Platform. So in today's class, in the next coming 60 minutes of time, so we are going to discuss in detail about what is Microsoft Power Platform, guys. So in today's class, we'll understand what is Power Platform, what we can do with the help of Power Platform software, and also we'll understand who will use the Power Platform and who will hire Power Platform developers. So in detail about Microsoft Power Platform, we'll discuss now in today's class, right? So first of all, let me go and list out all the different points, or whatever the points I'm going to cover now in today's class. First, I will list out all those points, guys. So the first point we'll understand in today's class is what is Power Platform, and the second point we'll understand what is meant by business applications. What is meant by business applications, and third point we'll understand how to implement the business applications using Power Platform software. Using Power Platform software is the third point. How to implement this business applications using Power Platform we'll understand. And also one more point we'll understand Power Platform architecture. Power Platform architecture. So what is the architecture of Microsoft Power Platform? Let me show you the architecture, guys. Let me show you the architecture. Now this is what the Power Platform architecture. So by the end of this today's class, you'll come to know, you'll understand what is the architecture of Microsoft Power Platform, guys. By the end of this today's class, we'll be understanding this architecture, right? So these are all the points which I'm going to discuss now in today's class. I'm listing out all the points which we are going to cover. The first point we'll understand about what is Power Platform. Second point, we'll understand about business applications. Third point, we'll understand about how to implement this business applications using Power Platform. And also we'll understand Power Platform architecture, right? So now among all those points, first let me go and discuss at a high level, what is Power Platform? Now try to understand, guys. For now, just keep in mind what we can do with the help of Power Platform. For now, just keep in mind what we can do with the help of Power Platform. So now within the Power Platform, we can create apps. Just try to understand at a high level what we can do within the Power Platform, guys. Within the Power Platform, we can create the apps. And within the Power Platform, we can create some websites. And within the Power Platform, we can create some chatbots. Within the Power Platform, we can do some automations. Within the Power Platform, we can store the data. It acts as one data source. And within the Power Platform, we can do the data analysis. We can do what? Data analysis. So these are all the 6 things which we are going to implement within the Power Platform. So how to go and implement all these components within the Power Platform, you'll understand. How to implement all these 6 components within the Power Platform, you'll understand, you'll come to know. For now, just keep in mind at a high level what we can do with the help of Power Platform. These are all the 6 things or the 6 components which we are going to implement within the Power Platform software. So by the end of this today's class, you'll understand how to implement all the 6 components in the Power Platform, and also we'll understand why we need to go and implement, right? And next, along with this, we'll understand 2 more points. The next point we'll understand here, that is who will use the Power Platform software. Who will use what? Power Platform software. Along with this, we'll understand one more point, that is who will hire the Power Platform developers. Who will hire whom? Power Platform developers. These 2 points also we'll go and discuss now in today's class, right? So these are all the points which we are going to cover now in today's class, guys. So these are all the points which we are going to cover. So now we'll go and discuss one by one. Step by step, we'll discuss all these different points. So for now, up to now, what I did, I'm listing out all the different points which we are going to discuss now in today's class. So now among all those points, first let me go and discuss about Who will use Power Platform? First, let me go and discuss about what? Who will use Power Platform? Now try to understand, guys. Who will use Power Platform now? Let's say, if there is any company, whatever the company is, guys, if you take any company, what the companies will do? The companies will do some business, right? If you take any company, the companies will do what? They'll do some business. Now let's take some companies here, guys. Let's take well-known companies for us. Let's take Amazon. Amazon is one company. They're doing some business. What business? E-commerce business. And let's take some other company like ICICI. It is one company. They're doing some business. What business? Banking. Let's take some other company like Swiggy. Let's take some other company like what? Swiggy. Swiggy is one company. They're doing some business. What business? Food business. So like this, if you take any company, whatever the company is, the companies will do what? They'll do some business, right? So now, if the company is doing some business, let's take here, let's say Amazon is there. Let's take Amazon. So Amazon company is doing what business? So Amazon is doing some e-commerce business. Now try to understand one point here, guys. Do you people think that? Do you people think that Amazon company directly they will go and start doing the e-commerce business? Do we people think that Amazon company directly they can start doing the e-commerce business? No. Or if you take ICICI, now do you think that ICICI company directly they'll go and start doing the banking business? No. Or if you take Swiggy, Swiggy company, do you think that directly Swiggy company will start doing the food business? No, guess. So before going to start the business, before going to start the business, now what the companies need to do? Before going to start the business, the companies need to go and implement some application, guys. Before going to start the business, the companies need to go and implement what? Some applications. Okay. So for now, we understand if there is any company, if the company wants to start any business, if the company wants to start any business, before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? Companies need to go and implement some applications. Now, what applications the companies need to implement here is the companies need to go and implement the business applications. What applications the companies need to implement? Business applications, right? Okay. So still now we understand before going to start the business, before going to start what? Business, the companies need to go and implement some applications. What applications the companies need to implement? Business applications. Okay. So now next point we need to understand here, what are called as business applications? Okay. Before going to start the business, companies need to go and implement some applications. What applications means? Business applications. Now, what are called as business applications? Let's say Amazon company guys, they want to start the e-commerce business. Before going to start the e-commerce business, they need to go and implement some business applications. What are called as business applications means? Let's take an example. Let's take apps. App is one of the business applications, guys. Amazon company will have some app or not? Yes, Amazon company will have some apps. App is one of the business application. Next, website. Website is also one of the business application. Chatbot. Nowadays, most of the companies are creating chatbots, guys. Nowadays, they're creating. Previously, we don't have them. Chatbot is one of the business application. So here, if you see, Amazon company will do some automations or not? Yes. To do the automations, we need to have some other application. Amazon company will have the business data or not? Yes. To store the business data, they need to have the data sources. And also Amazon company will go and do the data analysis, guys. Also Amazon company will do what? Data analysis. Now these are all called as business applications. If you take any company, either Amazon, ICICI, Swiggy, any company, guys, whatever the company is. So if you take any one of these companies, those companies will have some apps or not? Yes. Must and should nowadays, even small scale companies also prefer to go and get the apps, guys. So if there is a company, definitely the company will have some website or not? Yes. So nowadays, top MNC companies are creating some chatbots. Previously, it is not there. Nowadays, they are creating a chatbot. And Amazon company will do some automations or yes, not only Amazon, every company will do some automations nowadays. And also, the company will generate some business data. Now they want to store the business data. Where the companies will store the data? In the data sources. And also companies will go and analyze the data. So these are all called as what? These are all called as business applications. These are all called as what? Business applications. So now, before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? Companies need to go and implement some business applications. What are called as business applications? These are all comes under the business applications, guys. There is no doubt. Nowadays, if there is a company, if the company wants to do any business means, must and should these are required. The company need to have an app. The company need to have a website. They need to create some chatbots. They need to do some automation. They need to store the data and they need to analyze the data. Without having this, if you are doing some business nowadays means There is no doubt you are not seeing the profits there. So these are mandatory, guys. So these are all called as business applications. Now my requirement, I need to implement all the business applications now. I need to go and implement all these business applications. So to implement all the business applications, we need to have one software. So what that software nowadays the companies are using in order to go and implement the business applications means companies are using which software? In order to go and implement all the business applications, companies are using the Power Platform software. In order to go and implement all the business applications, companies are using which software? Power Platform, right? Okay. So here we understand who will use the Power Platform. Who will use the Power Platform? If there is any company, if the company wants to start any business, then before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? They need to go and implement some business applications. So to implement the business applications, what the softwares the companies are using nowadays? Power Platform. So we understand who will use the Power Platform. Companies will use it. And also one more point we understand. Power Platform is used for what? One more point we understand. Power Platform is used for what? Power Platform is used to implement the business applications, guys. One more point we understand. What is the use of Power Platform? Or Power Platform is used for what? Power Platform is used to implement business applications. Okay. So now the next point we need to understand. Now, who will hire the Power Platform developers, guys? So now try to understand. For this question also, the answer is same. So who will hire the Power Platform developers means which company is using the Power Platform software. Which company is using what? Power Platform software to implement what? Business applications. Which company is using the Power Platform software to implement the business applications? The same company will go and hire whom? The same companies will go and hire the Power Platform developers, guys. So who will hire the Power Platform developers means which company is using the Power Platform software? The same company will go and hire the Power Platform developers. Okay, fine. So now, why these companies are hiring the Power Platform developers? Why these companies will go and hire the Power Platform developers? Because Power Platform developers need to go and work with which software? Power Platform developers will go and work with which software? Power Platform software. Now, with the help of Power Platform software, Power Platform developers will go and implement what? Business applications. Now, once after implementing the business applications, with the help of the business applications, companies will start doing what? Business. With the help of the business applications, companies will start doing what? Business. So from here, we understand clearly who will use Power Platform, who will hire the Power Platform developers, and what is the use of Power Platform software, right? Okay, so let me go and keep one point here, guys. So as we come to know, nowadays, companies are using the Power Platform software to implement the business applications. Nowadays, companies are using the Power Platform software to implement what? The business applications. Okay, fine. So now the next point from here, we need to understand two more points, guys. From here, we need to understand two more points. What we need to understand from here is the first point we need to understand here is I said that before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? The companies need to go and implement what? They need to go and implement some business applications, correct? Before going to start the business, the companies need to implement what? Business applications. Now, why the companies need to go and implement the business applications before going to start the business? What's the need? This is the first point I need to understand. What is the need of business applications? Why the companies need to go and implement the business applications before going to start the business? And the second point we need to understand how to implement these business applications using Power Platform. How to implement these business applications using Power Platform. These are the 2 points we need to understand, right? So let me go and understand the first point. Let me list out those 2 points now. So the first point we need to understand, what is the need of business applications? What is the need of business applications? Why the companies need to implement them? And second point we need to understand, how to implement the business applications using Power Platform software. How to implement the business applications using Power Platform software. These 2 points we need to understand this, right? So let me go and discuss about the first point. Let me go and discuss about what? First point, that what is the need of business applications? What's the need of business applications? Now try to understand, guys. So why the companies need to go and implement the business applications before going to start the business is, let me keep here. Business applications are used to implement or streamline the business process. Streamline what? The business process of an organization. Simple point, guys. So what is the need of business applications? Try to understand. Easy to understand. Business applications are used to implement or streamline. Now, what you want to streamline? I want to streamline the business process of an organization. So now every organization will have some business process, guys. There is no doubt in that. If you take Amazon company will have some business process or not? Yes. If you take ICICI, they'll have some business process or not? Yes. If you take Swiggy company will have some business process or not? Yes. So every company will have some business process. There is no doubt in that. So now my requirement, I want to implement or streamline the complete business process of the organization. Now, by using what you can implement or streamline the business process of an organization means with the help of the business applications, guys. With the help of this business applications only, we are able to streamline the business process of the organizations. Okay. Just 1 second. Right. Okay. So now we understand what is the need of business applications. They are used to implement or streamline the business process of the organization. Now from here, we need to understand the next point. What is meant business process now? What's meant business process? So business process will involves in multiple activities, command, tasks, and rules that are used to implement the process of an organization, right? Fine. So try to what's the meant by business process? Business process will involve in multiple activities, tasks, and rules. That means if you're doing some business means you'll do some multiple activities, you'll perform multiple tasks. While doing these activities and tasks, there is some rules we need to follow. Now, by using what you can define all these activities, tasks, and rules means with the help of the business applications only. With the help of these business applications only, we can implement all these multiple activities, tasks, and rules that are used to implement the process of an, right? Okay. So now we understand what is the need of business applications and what is meant by business process, right? Okay. And the next point we need to understand. From the next point we need to understand how to implement the business applications using Power Platform. Next point we need to understand about what? How to implement the business applications using Power. Now, before going to understand how to implement the business applications using Power Platform, we need to understand one more point here, guys. Keep in mind, while implementing the business applications, there is one process we need to follow. It is not recommended to implement the business applications by your own. It is not recommended to implement the business applications by your own. There is one process we need to follow, guys. That process will called as business applications process. So first we'll understand what is the process we need to follow while implementing the business applications, guys. So there is one process we need to follow. That process will called as business applications process, right? So while implementing the business applications, there is one process we need to follow. Let me go and understand what this process is. So let me go and open architecture of business applications process. Let me go and open what? Business applications process architecture. So this is what the business applications process architecture. So while implementing the business applications for any organization, we need to follow this architecture, guys, right? So now try to understand here, while implementing the business applications, always first we need to start with what? Let's take you are going to implement the business applications for one organization. So you need to start with what? Always, while implement the business applications, always will recommend to start with what? Front end applications, guys. Always will recommend to go and start with front end applications. This is the first step. Step one is what? Implementing the front end applications, right? So front end applications means what, guys? Apps. Let me keep here the examples. Front end applications means apps, websites, and then chatbots. These three will comes under the front end applications. Front end means the applications which or the customers are able to see with their eyes. Whatever the applications customers are able to see with their eyes, those comes under the front end. Now, once after the front end applications, second preference is for what? Next, we need to go and implement the data sources, guys. Next, we need to go and implement what? Data sources. What is meant by data sources? Data sources is nothing but the place where the companies will store their business data, guys. What is meant by data sources? The place where the companies will store their business data. And next third step is automations. Third step is for what? We need to go and implement some automations. So nowadays, without doing the automations, if you are doing some business means, definitely you'll be getting some losses, guys, because customers are expecting things in a fraction of seconds. So we'll do some automations. The third preference is for what? Automations. And finally, the fourth step is for what? Fourth step is data analysis. Finally, the fourth step is what? Data analysis. Now, what is meant by data analysis means showing the data in the form of visuals or reports. If you see, these are all the visuals, guys. These are all the visuals. Showing the data in the form of visuals or reports is called as what? Data analysis, right? So these are the four steps involved in this, guys. While implementing the business applications, there is one process we need to follow. Process we'll call it as business applications process. This business applications process is a how many step process now? We understand this business applications process is a 4-step process. How many steps involved in this? 4 steps. Business applications process is a 4-step process. What are the 4 steps involved in this? Step 1 is what? Front-end applications. Always recommended to go and start with front-end applications. Front-end applications means what? Creating the apps, websites, and then chatbot. Once after implementing the front applications, next second preference is for what? Data sources. Next third preference is for what? Automation. And finally, data analysis. So this is what the process we need to follow, guys, while implementing the business applications, right? Let's say, irrespective of following this process, let's say initially, if you want to do the data analysis means, it is not possible, guys. First of all, if you want to start with the data analysis means, no, we are not able to start with data analysis initially. Why? Because this data analysis depends on the data sources, guys. To perform the data analysis, before that, we need to have what? Data sources. Without having the data sources, we are not able to do the data analysis. Okay, if we have the data sources, then we can do the data analysis means no. Again, this data sources depends on what? Front-end applications. And also these automations, most of the times it depends on the data sources. Sometimes it depends on the front-end applications also, guys, right? So now what we understand here, whatever the 4-step business applications process will have, these 4 steps are connected with each other internally, guys. All these 4 steps are connected with each other internally. So how these 4 steps are connected with each other internally and why they are connected, you will come to know. You will understand, guys, right? Fine. So let me go and mention that point here. As we come to know, business applications process is a how many step process? It is a 4-step process. It is a 4-step process. What are the 4 steps involved in this? Step 1 is what? Front-end applications. Front-end applications. Step 2 is what? Data sources. Step 3 is what? Automation. Step 4 is what? Data analysis. These are the 4 steps involved in this, right? Now we'll go and discuss one by one, guys. So we'll understand what is meant by front applications. We'll understand what is meant by data sources. We'll understand about what's meant by automations and also data analysis. And also we come to know how these 4 steps are connected with each other, how the data analysis depends on the data sources, how the data sources depends on the front applications, and how these automations depends on the data sources. You'll understand how these 4 steps are connected with each other internally. You'll understand this, right? Fine. Okay. Now let's start implementing. Let's start implementing this four-step business applications process. As I said that already, while implementing this business applications process, always recommended to start with what? Front-end applications. Always it is recommended to go and start with front-end. Yes. Right. Fine. So let me keep here. As we know, front-end applications means what? Apps, websites, websites, and then chatbot. These three will comes under where? Front-end. Right. Okay. Just 1 minute. Let me take some water. Meanwhile, online people, please mention your email IDs and contact mobile details in the chat box. Then only my team can share today's class recording with you. Otherwise, you are not able to get the class recording, guys. So to get the class notes and recording, please mention your email IDs and contact details in the chat box. Uh, right. Now let me start implementing this. First, we'll start with front end. Front end means what? These are all applications. Now try to understand, guys. One more point. In order to go and understand this business applications process in a better way, to understand this complete process in a better way, let us assume that we are implementing this four-step business applications process for another company. Let us assume that we are going to implement this four-step business applications process for one of these companies. Any company is fine. Let's take Swiggy company case. All of you know what the Swiggy company will do, right? I think everyone will know. Swiggy company is doing some food business. Keep in mind, in order to go and understand this business applications process in a better way, let us assume that we are going to implement this process for one of the company like Swiggy. Swiggy is doing what business? Food business, right? Okay. Keep in mind this point, guys. Now, Swiggy company, they are ready with front-end applications. So if the company is ready with front-end applications, then slowly they can start doing the business case, like promoting their business, testing their business functional. Slowly they can start doing. So as Swiggy company is doing some food business, as Swiggy company is doing some food business. Now my requirement, I want to buy some food item from Swiggy, guys. I want to buy some food items from Swiggy. Now, if you want to buy some food items from the Swiggy app, from Swiggy, then what we need to do, guys? First of all, we need to go and download and install. We need to go and download and install what? Swiggy app. First of all, we need to go and download and install the Swiggy app in your mobile phone. Swiggy app in your mobile phone. Once after downloading and install the Swiggy app, next we'll do what? Once after downloading and installing Swiggy app, next we'll go and place an order. Now, next, once the order is placed, within 30 minutes to 1 hour, hardly it will take 1 hour, guys. Within 30 minutes to 1 hour, Swiggy company is going to deliver that food item to the customer, right? This is what we know. This is what we know as a customer. As a customer, we know that we are placing an order. Once the order is placed, within 30 minutes to 1 hour, Swiggy company will go and deliver that food item to the customer. This is what the customers will know. Try to understand, guys. You are going to work as a Power Platform developer or a Power Apps developer. As a Power Platform developer, you need to understand one point here. What we need to understand here is whenever the customer is placing an order in the app, whenever the customer places an order in the app, so what the customer is doing means customer is generating some business data for Swiggy company, guys. Whenever the customer places an order, what customer is doing means he is generating some business data for Swiggy company. Now, what kind of business data the customers will generate whenever the customer places an order? Whenever the customer places an order, he will generate the orders data, guys. What kind of business data the customers will generate? Orders data, like order ID, order ID. They'll generate the sales related data. They'll generate the profits related data. They'll generate what? Sales related data, profits related data. They'll generate the food item, which food item the customer is placed. Food items related data. They'll generate what? Restaurants related data. And also they'll generate what? Customers related data. like what's the customer name, ID, mobile number, delivery address, order date, delivery date, shipping date, like this, it will generate some kind of business data case, right? So what we understand now, whenever the customer places an order in the app, it means that customer is generating some business data for Swiggy company. What kind of business data they'll generate? This is the business data they'll generate. We'll call it as business data, or we can call it as orders data. Actually, it is orders data, guys. Orders data is also called as what? Business data. So now where the Swiggy company will store the orders data. Let's say I'm the customer. I am placing an order in the Swiggy app. If I place an order means I am generating some business data for Swiggy company. Where the Swiggy company will store my order data or my business data. So try to understand. Whenever the customer places an order in the app, the complete details of that order will comes into where? Data sources, guys. The complete details of that order automatically will comes into the data sources. So now what the data sources contains? Data sources contains the business data. Business data. Now, in which format? Companies will store the business data in the data sources. Companies will store the business data in the form of tabular format. Guys. Companies will store the business data in the data sources in the form of what? Tabular format. Right. Okay. So still now we understand what? Whenever the customer places an order in the app, whenever the customer places an order in the app, the complete details of that order will comes into where? Data sources. What the data sources contains? Business data. In which format the companies will store the business data? Tabular format. Okay. So we understand step 1 and step 2. Next, step 3 is what? Automations. Now, what's meant by automations? Automation is nothing but what is meant by automation is sending the automated emails to the customers, or sending the automated text messages to the customers, or getting the approvals, getting the auto approvals. These we can do automatically, guys. So now here we need to understand where the Swiggy company will go and do the automations. Where the Swiggy company will do the automations. Let me explain. Let me explain. Now, if you observe, guys, if you observe, whenever the customer places an order in the app, once the order is placed, if you observe, customer will receive an email. Customers will receive an email from the Swiggy, confirmation email. Now, whatever the mail the Swiggy company is sending to the customer, do you think that those mails are sent by the humans or not? Yes or no? Online people, someone please confirm. Whatever the mails the customers are receiving once the order is placed, do you think that those mails are sent by the humans or not? Yes or no? I need to get some responses from you. Any guess? Whatever the mails the customers are receiving once the order is placed successfully, do you think that those mails are sent by the humans or not?
No, it's all auto-generated.
It is not a human sent mail. It is an automated email,
Yes,
system generated. So
yes.
now, why this correct? Correct. Now, why these companies is sending the emails to the customers automatically? Why they are not using the humans here? Let me explain, guys. There are two major reasons here. So, what the two major reasons is? As we are discussing about Swiggy, right? Let's take Swiggy only. Now, in Swiggy app, how many customers will place the orders just for one day? Let's assume complete in India, guys. In India, let's take major cities: Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, Kolkata, Pune, Mumbai. If you take the major cities, how many customers will place the orders? Thousands. Let's take 50,000 customers are placing the orders, guys. Right? Yes, definitely they'll place. Let us assume that on an average, 50,000 customers are placing the orders just for one day. Now, for all the 50,000 customers, Swiggy company need to send one email or not? Yes, they need to send one email to the customer whenever the order is placed. Not only sending an email to the customer, guys, they need to send one email to the restaurant also. Whichever the restaurant is preparing that food, they need to send one confirmation email to that restaurant. So and so food item you need to prepare, right? And also they'll send another email to the customer once the food item is delivered. So they'll send another email to the customer that your order is delivered successfully. So totally how many mails here? 50,000 mails here, here 50,000, here 50,000. Total 1.5 lakh emails. How many mails? 1.5 lakh emails they want to send. Now tell me, it is possible to send 1.5 lakh emails per day with the help of humans. Humans can able to do this work. sending 1.5 lakh emails per day? No, guys, it is not possible. It is not easy to do this work with the help of humans. But let's assume what the Swiggy company decided here is Swiggy company wants to do this work with the help of humans only. They decided to do this work with the help of humans. So they are hiring some big manpower, guys. Let us assume they are hiring some thousands of employees, like 30,000, 40,000 employees they're hiring. Maybe this 30,000, 40,000 employees, maybe they can send 1 lakh mails per day. Okay, fine. Maybe they can send 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh mails per day. Maybe 30,000, 40,000 employees they can do. But here, second reason is when the Swiggy company will send the email to the customer, once the order is placed, immediately within a fraction of seconds, guys, it doesn't take much time. Within a fraction of seconds, they'll send. Hardly it will take 4 to 5 seconds, guys. Once the order is placed, within 4 to 5 seconds, Swiggy company will send the email to the customer, right? So now tell me, even though you have thousands of employees, you are hiring some 30,000, 40,000, or 50,000 employees, these thousands of employees, they can able to understand what is the order the customer is placed, understanding that orders data, composing the email, sending that email to the customer. It will happen in 4 to 5 seconds, even though you have thousands of employees. No, guys, it is not possible. Even though you have some big manpower, if you want to do this kind of work within the fraction of seconds, within 4 to 5 seconds, understanding who is the customer placing an order, what order the customer is placed, understanding orders data, and composing the email, sending that email to the customer within 4 to 5 seconds, it is not possible with the help of the humans, guys. Humans are not able to do this kind of work. So like this, every company will have some repeated work process. Every company will have what? They'll have some repeated work process, right? So every company will have some repeated work process, guys. This is one of the repeated work process for Swiggy company. If you want to do this kind of repeated work process with the help of humans, means no, they're not able to do it. So in order to go and do this work, companies are doing what? They are using some systems or softwares. They're using some systems or softwares. If you're doing some work with the help of systems or softwares, then we'll call it as what? Automation. If you're doing some work with the help of systems or softwares without any human interactions, then we'll call it as automations, guys. So whenever the what we understand finally, whenever customer places an order in the app, the complete details of that order will comes into the data sources. So whenever the data comes into the data sources, whenever the orders data comes here, immediately by taking that data as a reference, we'll go and do some automations, like sending the automated email to the customer, sending the automated text message to customers. We'll do some automations by taking that data from the data sources, right? Okay. And then finally, the last step, data analysis. What's meant by data analysis? Data analysis means creating the visuals or reports, guys. Visuals or reports, creating the visuals or the reports. Now try to understand. Nowadays, most of the companies are preferred to analyze their business data in the form of visuals or reports, guys. Right? So now, if you want to create the visuals or reports to analyze your business data, first of all, we need to have the data, guys. To create the visuals or reports, first of all, we need to have the data. Now, someone can answer online people. Already we discussed where the companies will store the business data. Already we discussed it here in this. Where the companies will store the business data. Just see this one.
Data sources.
Data sources, correct. As we know, companies will store the data in the data sources in the form of what? Tables. Already we know that companies will store the data in the data sources in the form of tables. Let us assume that there is a table, sales table or orders table. Yes, orders table, sales table, both are same. Let us assume in this table, I'm having the 10 million sales data is there, 10 million rows. Let us assume 10 million rows is there. Now, if you have the millions of records in the form of tables, then if it is not easy to understand the data, guys. If the data is in the form of tables, it is not easy to understand the data. So in order to go and analyze that data, what the companies are doing here is, whatever the data is there in the form of tabular format, they are going to show that data in the form of visuals or report format, guys. Whatever the data is there in the form of tabular format, they are showing that data in the form of visuals or reports. Once after creating the visuals or reports, then by seeing that visuals, Companies are doing what? They are analyzing the data. Analyzing the data will call it as what? Data analysis. Analyzing the data will call it as what? Data analysis. So let me go and open one report here, guys. I'll show you one report so that you'll understand a better way. Let me go and open one report here so that you'll understand it in a better way. Right. As I'm discussing about the sales data here, like orders data. So I'm taking the same table, guys. I'm taking the same table, orders table. Here, I'm having one table called orders table, guys. There is a table orders table. Here we'll have some orders data. So how many orders data is there? Near 10,000. 10,000 orders data we'll have. Let me give one simple example. Let us assume I'm having one column here called region column, guys. Let's take there is a column called region column now. Now we have 4 regions here. Now I want to know region wise what sales they're doing. I want to know what region wise what the sales they're doing. Now the data is in the form of table here. Now tell me if the data is in the form of table, then it is possible for you to understand which region is doing what sales. No, it is not possible, guys. So what I'm doing here, whatever the data is there in the form of table, I'm showing that data here in the form of visuals or reports. This is one complete report, guys. This is one report. And these are all the visuals. These are all the visuals. So now if you see here in this, I'm creating one report called sales report, guys. Now here you can show, I'm showing what total products they're selling, how many products they're selling, 38,000, total sales they're doing, total profits they're getting, total orders placed, total discounts they're providing to the customers. And here I'm showing category by sales, sales by category. They're selling 3 categories of products. They're selling 3 categories of products. Now, by seeing this visual, easily we can understand category wise what sales they're doing. Here, if you see region wise sales. So if here, I'm not able to understand region wise what sales they're doing. But here, how much time it will take for us to understand region wise what sales? A fraction of seconds. By seeing this visual, easily we can understand this is the region which is doing the highest sales. This is the region which is doing what? Sales. So if the data is in the form of visuals or in the form of report format, then it is easy for us to understand the business data or not. Yes, guys. So whatever the data is there in the form of tabular format, here I'm showing the data in the form of visuals or reports. Now, by seeing these visuals or reports, companies will do what? They'll go and analyze the data. They'll go and do what? Analyze the data. This is called as data analysis, guys. Showing the data in the form of visuals or in the form of, right? So now we understand what is this 4-step business applications process. We understand what is meant by front-end applications. We understand what's meant by data sources. We understand what is meant by automations and also data analysis, right? So whatever I discussed still now, let me go and list out those points here, guys. So first we discussed about front-end applications. I said that what is meant by front-end applications? Front-end applications is nothing but creating the apps, comma, websites, and chatbots, right? And next, data sources. What's meant by data sources? Data sources means the place where the companies will store their business data. The place where the companies will store their business data is known as data sources, right? And next, automations. I said that what's meant by automations? Automation is nothing but doing certain repeated work automatically without any interactions. If you are doing some work without any human interactions, then we'll call it as what? Automation. And finally, data analysis. What's my data analysis? Let me keep here, guys. Data analysis means it is one process, the process of converting the business data into business data into actionable actionable information. Actionable information means visuals or reports, guys. So why I'm calling this visuals or reports as an actionable information means because if you see, by seeing these visuals, they'll take some actions, guys. Let's take by seeing this visual region-wise sales, they can understand. So South is doing very less sales, so they'll take an action now. So they'll take some actions how to increase the sales in the South region, right? Fine. Okay. So that's why I'm calling it as actionable information, right? Okay, so now we understand about what is this four-step business applications process. Now my requirement, I want to implement this four-step business applications process using what? Power Platform. I want to implement this four-step business applications process using Power Platform. Now how to implement the business applications using Power Platform software? Let me go on discuss, guys. So now before going to start discussing about it, first of all, let me keep here what is Microsoft Power Platform, what the definition is. Let me keep here, try to understand what is the use of Microsoft Power Platform. Already we know Microsoft Power Platform is used to implement the business applications process of an organization. Simple. uh, Microsoft Power Platform is used to implement the business applications process of an organization. So now how to implement it, guys? Now I want to implement this four-step business applications process using Power Platform. Now, before going to understand how to implement this four-step business applications process using Power Platform, let me go and discuss about the Power Platform architecture first. Let me go and discuss about what? Power Platform architecture. Let me go and open the architecture. Now, this is what the Power Platform architecture is. Now, keep in mind 2 points. Initially, we need to keep in mind 2 points here. The first point we need to understand, already we know, Power Platform is used for what? Power Platform, it is used to implement the four-step business applications process. It is used to implement the four-step business applications process. Second point we need to understand here, Power Platform means it is not a single software. Guys. Power Platform means it is not a single software. Power Platform means it's a collection of softwares. There are different softwares in the Power Platform. What are the different softwares is in the Power Platform? You'll understand. You'll come to know, right? For now, keep in mind these 2 points, guys. Right. Okay. Now let's start implementing. So as we know, while implementing the business applications, first always start with what? Front end. So now to implement the front end applications, we implement what? Front end applications. We have the different softwares here. What are the different softwares we'll have to implement the front end applications? One is Power Apps. Second one is Power Pages. Next one is what? Power Virtual Agent. These are three softwares we'll have to implement the front end applications. Once after implement the front end applications, second point is what? Second step is about data sources, guys. So now, if you want to store the business data within the Power Platform, guys, try to understand. If you want to store the business data within Power Platform means, then go and use what? Dataverse. Go and use what? Dataverse. What is Dataverse means? Dataverse is an inbuilt data storage software within the Power Platform. If you want to store your business data within the Power Platform means, go and use Dataverse, guys. It is an inbuilt data storage software in the Power Platform. So not only Dataverse, you can use the different data sources to store the data also. Like SQL Server, Power Platform will allows you to store that data in the SQL Server, SharePoint, Oracle, MySQL, Excel, CSV, SAP, HANA, Dynamic 360. Like this, it will support almost all the different types of data sources, guys. Not one or two data sources. It will support hundreds and thousands of data sources to store the data. But inbuilt is what? Inbuilt is Dataverse. If you want to store your business data within the Power Platform means, go and use the Dataverse. This is the second step. Third step is what? Automations. Now to perform the automations, go and use which software? Power Automate. We'll have one software here called Power Automate to do the automations. And then finally, the fourth step is what? Data analysis. Finally, the fourth step is what? Data analysis. Now, to perform the data analysis, we'll have one software here. What's that software? Microsoft Power BI. I think few people will know this. Microsoft Power BI. What is the use of Power BI software? It is used to create the visuals or reports. It is used to what? Create the visuals or reports, which is used for what? Data analysis purpose. Right. So now these are the different softwares we'll have in the Power Platform. So keep in mind, Power Platform means it is not a single software. Power Platform means it is a collection of softwares. Guys, let me go and mention that point here. So as we come to know, Power Platform is not a single software. Power Platform is a collection of softwares. Uh, Now, what are the different softwares is in the Power Platform? Let me list out all those guys. The first one is what? Power Apps. Second one, I'm going to keep here Power Automate. Next, third one, I'll keep here Power BI. The fourth one, I'll go and keep here Power Pages. The fifth one is Power Virtual Agent. The sixth one is Dataverse. These are the different softwares we'll have. Right now, with the help of this collection of softwares, we need to understand how to implement this 4-step business applications process. Now let me start implementing this. Let's start implementing. First, let me start with what? Front end. In the front end applications, first I want to get what? Apps. Now to create the apps, go and use which software? Power Apps. So what is Power Apps now? What is Power Apps? So Power Apps is used to, let me keep here guys. Power Apps is used to create them apps or the forms within the Power Platform. Within the Power Platform, if you want to create the apps or forms, go and use what? Power Apps software. And next, I want to create some websites. Now, to create the websites, go and use what? Power Pages. What is the use of this Power Pages? This Power Pages is used to create the secured web pages. So here in the Power Platform terminology, we don't call it as websites, guys. We'll call it as web pages. If you want to create, Power Pages is used to create the secured web pages. If you want to create the websites for your organization, go and use what? Power Pages. And next, I want to create the chatbot. To create the chatbots, go and use what? Power Virtual Agent. What is the use of this Power Virtual Agent? This Power Virtual Agent is used to create the AI chatbots. It is used to create what? AI chatbots. Chatbots means it is just like a customer support, guys. It is just like what? Customer support, right? This is what the front end. Next one is what? Data sources. Now, as I said that already, what is the inbuilt data storage software? Dataverse. What is Dataverse now? Dataverse is a Dataverse is a database software. It is what software? Database software, which is used to store the business data within the Power Platform. If you want to store the business data within the Power Platform, then go and use what? Dataverse. It is the inbuilt software, guys. Not only this, even it will allows you to store the data in the different data sources like SQL, SharePoint, Oracle, MySQL, Excel, CSV, SAP, HANA. Like this, it will support to store the data in almost all the different types of data sources, guys. Right? Okay. And next, once of the data sources, next one is what? Automation. Now, to perform the automations, go and use which software? Power Automate. So what is Power Automate? Power Automate is an automation software which is used to automate the repeated work process. Power Automate is an automation software. It is an automation software which is used to automate the repeated work process. Now try to understand, guys. As I said that already, every company will have some repeated work process. Now I want to automate that work process. To automate the work process, I need to have an automation software. What's that software I'm using here now? Power Automate. So Power Automate is an automation software which is used to automate what? Repeated work process, right? Fine. Okay. And then finally, data analysis. Now, to perform the data analysis, go and use which software? Power BI. Now, what is Power BI? Let me keep here, guys. What is Power BI means? Power BI is a data analytics software. It is a data analytics software which is used to analyze which is used to analyze the business data stored in the data sources. Power BI is a data analytics software which is used to analyze the business data stored in the data sources. Whatever the business data we are storing in the data sources, I want to analyze the data. To analyze that data, we'll go and use which software? Power BI. So using Power BI, we can create the visuals or reports by taking the data from the data sources. Once after creating the visuals or reports, by seeing these visuals, we can analyze the business data, right? Fine. Okay. So now we understand with the help of this collection of softwares how to implement this four-step business applications process, right? So now we are able, we understand how to implement this four-step business applications process with the help of this collection of softwares. So with the help of these 6 different softwares in the Power Platform, we are able to implement a business applications process. So whatever the 6 softwares I listed here, 6 softwares and their usages, the same points I mentioned at the beginning of the session, guys. Have you observed or not? In the beginning of the session, I said that what Power Platform can do. Within the Power Platform, we can create the apps. Now, to create the apps, go and use which software? Power Apps. Second, we can create the websites. To create the websites, go and use what? Power Pages. To create a chatbot, go and use what? Power Virtual Agent. To do the automations, go and use what? Power Automate. To store the data, go and use what? Dataverse. To do the data analysis, go and use what? Power BI. Whatever the 6 points I listed here in the beginning of the session, the same I mentioned here or not? Yes, guys. So this is all about what is Power Platform. This is all about what is Microsoft Power Platform and what is meant by business applications, how to implement the business applications using Power Platform and Power Platform architecture. And also we understand who will use the Power Platform software and who will head the Power Platform developers, right? So I done with the session. So as I said that in today's class, you'll be having the complete picture of what is Microsoft Power Platform. So I done with the class. I done with this class now. So I'll take the questions. Before going to take the questions, please make a note, guys. Before going to take the questions, please make a note. So let me copy something from here. So to write everything, it will take some lot of time. I'll just do copy paste from here. Just copy from here to here, guys. Just copy it, paste it here. So make a note, So let us consider today is the demo. Today's class is an introduction class. Consider today as a demo or introduction to Power, introduction class. So now, consider that today's class is a demo session. So when the new batch will start, guys? A new batch will start in the coming week itself. New batch will start from Wednesday. Or no, we'll start the new batch from Thursday, guys, 7th of May. So we'll start the new batch from 7th of May 2026. That is on Thursday. And the batch timing is morning 9 to 10:30. 9 to 10:30 a.m. So this is the batch timing, batch start date. So when the new batch will start, let us consider today as the demo. So new batch will start from when? 7th of May. So that is on Thursday, this coming Thursday, we'll start the batch. What's the batch timing? Morning 9 to 10:30 a.m. So daily 1 to 1.5 hour session, guys. So it depends on the content. It depends on the content and the topic we are discussing. The session will be from 1 hour to 1.5 hour session, guys, right? So fine. So now new batch will start from the Thursday and the batch timing is morning 9 to 10:30 a.m. IST. And second point, coming 2 more classes are free, guys. So you have the access to attend the 3 free classes. You have the access to attend how many free classes? 3 free classes. You don't want to pay any registration amounts out to us, guys. It is completely free. So in the coming 2 more classes, that is on 7th and 8th of May, what I'll discuss, guys, practicals. So practical at a high level, we'll understand how Power Platform softwares will work. So in today's class, I haven't shown you even 1 point practical, guys. I haven't shown you even 1 point practical. Every point I discuss in today's class is theoretical, guys. So in the next class, in the next coming 2 to 3 classes, what I'll show you here is practically I will show you how to create an app in the Power Apps, and then I'll show you how to store the data in the data sources, and then whenever the data comes into the data sources, how to take the data and how to do the automations I'll show you. And then by taking the data from the data sources, how to create the visuals and reports also we'll discuss. So whatever the 4-step business applications process we discussed here theoretically, I'll show you practically how to implement this 4-step business applications, right? So as I'm going to discuss some practicals here, 7th and 8th of May, don't miss them, guys. It is free of cost. Online people, whatever the link you are using for today's class, use that same link to attend the next coming 2 more classes. That is 7th and 8th of May, where we'll be getting some practical knowledge. Don't miss them, as it is free of cost. Try to attend, get some practical knowledge, right? This is what the batch start date and timing. Next, coming to today's class, once after completion of today's class, I'll share one email with you guys. In that mail, you'll get what today's class notes. I'll share this complete class notes with you. Right. Along with the class notes, I'll share what recorded video. Today's class video also I will share. Along with that, I'll share what course content. So I think all of you received the course content, guys. If not, I'll share it again now. So this is the course content. So I listed clearly here. I listed clearly what the topics I'm going to discuss in the coming classes, guys. So you please go and walk through this content once so that you'll understand what topics we are going to cover in the coming sessions, right? So clearly topic wise, I listed it here. You please go and walk through the content once, guys. And how many months the duration? Exactly 2 months. 2 months is the course duration. Daily 1 to 1.5 hour session, guys. 1 to 1.5 hour session, right? And coming to the live classes access is how many months? Within 2 months, we'll complete the course, guys. There is no doubt. After completing the course, still if you want to attend any classes, or if you missed any classes in between in these 2 months, you have the access to attend the live classes up to how many months? 6 months from the date of joining, guys. Let's take if you join today, from today's date, you have the access to attend the live classes up to 6 months, guys. 6 months is more than enough time to attend the live classes. I'm giving 6 months, but my sincere request to you, don't waste your time spending 6 months to attend the live classes, guys. Right? Complete attending the live classes within 2 months. Then spend more time for practice. Spend three or at least 2 months or 3 months for practice. Don't waste your time attending the live sessions for 6 months. Keeping in mind from different reasons from the student point of view, I'm giving the access to live classes for 6 months, right? And next, coming to the skills. I said that 2 months is the core duration, right? In this 2 months, what skills you are going to learn? The skills we are going to discuss is Power Apps. Within the Power Apps, we are going to discuss about the Canvas apps, guys. In Power Apps, we are going to concentrate on what? Canvas apps. And second, we are going to discuss about Power Automate. In Power Automate, we are going to discuss about the cloud flows. In Power Automate, we'll discuss about what? Cloud. So Power Apps and Power Automate, we are going to concentrate more here, guys. These are the major skills we are going to learn in these 2 months. In Power Apps, we'll go and cover Canva. In Power Automate, we are going to discuss cloud flows. So in these 2 months, Power Apps and Power Automate, we are going to discuss from basics to advanced, guys. From the scratch, from basics to advanced. So with this training, once after completion of this 2 months course, Power Apps and Power Automate, with this training, you can comfortably keep 2 to 3 years of experience, guys. You can comfortably keep 2 to 3 years of experience. That much knowledge you can gain here. How much knowledge that 2 or 3 years experience professionals will have in the real time? That much knowledge you can gain here. There is no doubt coming to the content point of view. Once after completion of the course, you can comfortably keep this much experience and you can attend the interviews to get the job, right? Along with this Power Apps and Power Automate, we are going to discuss few data sources, guys, like SharePoint. We'll discuss few concepts in the SharePoint. We'll discuss few concepts in the Dataverse. We'll discuss few concepts in the SQL Server. These are the data sources which we are going to use in our classes. While discussing Power Apps and Power Automate, these are the data sources which I'll go and use, right? So these are the skills you are going to learn in this 2 months of course duration, right? Fine. Now coming to the registered students, those who got registered with us, registered students, what the add-ons you'll get, guys? Benefits. Everyday class notes. Every day I'll share the class notes with you. And most importantly, all recordings. Every class recording I will share. How many years you have the access for the recordings? 2 years. And I'll share the interview question answers also with you. I'll share the resumes. I'll share the projects. keep in your resumes, and also we'll conduct the mock interviews, guys, right? Along with this, you'll get what? License. So to practice Power Apps and Power Automate, to practice for Power Apps and Power Automate, you need to have the Microsoft account. If you want to purchase this license, it will be around 5,000 per month, guys. But we'll provide that license for free of cost for 6 months. We'll set the username, Microsoft user details, username and password. With the help of that usernames and passwords, you can do practice up to 6 months. And also, as I said, that how many months you have the live classes access? 6 months you'll be having the access to attend the live classes. So these are all the add-ons you'll get. These are all the benefits you'll get. People those who joined or people those who got registered for this curriculum. And every day I said that all the recordings I will share, right? So in which format you'll get the recordings means once of registration is completed, then I'll share one Excel file with you guys, not an Excel file, Google Sheet. I'll share one Google Sheet with you. This type of Google Sheet you'll get. This type of Google Sheet you'll get. So here, this is the recently started batch 151. So I'll share this type of Google Sheet with you, where you can access the topic name, which topic, what's the date, topic name, and topic video. When I go and select this, it will open the video of that topic. It will go and open the video of that topic. Along with this, the class notes. When I click on it, it will go and open the notes of that class. So like this, I'll be sharing the videos with you every day, date wise. What's the topic we covered? The topic video, the topic notes. You'll be getting this type of Google Sheet with you. In this format, I'll share the recordings with you guys. All right. And next, coming to the Power Platform training, we have one WhatsApp community, guys. Most of you people haven't joined in the community, guys. So my sincere request to you all, please join in the community so that you will get the latest updates regarding the Power Platform. I'm keeping that community link in the chat box. I posted the community link in the chat box. Use that link and join the community to get the latest updates regarding the Power Platform training, guys. Not only update, even today's class video. I will share today's class video in the community. I'll share the class notes also with you. And also I will share the next coming class link, to attend the live class link I will share. Every update will be there in the community. If you haven't joined, please join the community, guys, so that you'll get the latest updates regarding the Power Platform training. And I'll provide the front office team details also with you in the chat box. If you have any questions regarding the batch timings and fees details, you can reach out to my team. Right? Now we'll go to the questions, guys. Now, most commonly asking question. Most of you will have one question in your mind. Is there any prerequisite to learn Power Apps and Power Automate? To learn Power Apps and Power Automate, we need to have any prior knowledge? The answer is no. No prerequisites to learn Power Apps and Power Automate. Why? Because here in Power Apps and Power Automate, most of the work, 60 to 70%, 60 to 70% of the work will be done by using some GUI options. And next, 30 to 40% of the work will be done by using some functions. Functions means, I think most of you know the functions in the Excel, right? Same type of functions we have here, guys. So here, to learn Power Apps and Power Automate, you don't require any prior coding skills. Anybody can learn it. People, those who are coming from non-IT background, non-technical background, who have some career gap, who want to shift your career to IT. So everyone can learn it, guys. Because most of the work will be done using GUI options. Remaining work also will be done using just by writing some functions. We don't require any C, Java, Python, .NET coding here, guys. So anybody can learn it to enter into the IT as a Power Apps or a Power Automate. Right? Fine. So this I done with the today's session. As I said that when will be the continuation of today's class? Continuation of today's class is on 7th of May. That is on Thursday. At what time? Morning 9 to 10:30 a.m. Daily 1 to 1.5 hour session. Right? I'll stop here now. Now, if you have any questions, online people, now you can please raise your hands and I'll talk to you one-on-one. If you have any questions, online people, now you can please raise your hands and I'll talk to you one-on-one. Right. Now go with the questions. Online people, yes, please go ahead. You can raise your hands or you can please unmute and go ahead.
Yeah, hi Venki, this is Saurabh here. I
Yes.
have two, three specific questions, the general ones, of course. So this batch timings which you have told for the upcoming two classes, can
Same
that be
timing,
uh,
same
can
9
that
to
be
10.
can that be changed anyhow? Like because we
No, it is not changed. We don't change the batch timings. From Thursday, every day the class will start at 9 o'clock. We'll wind up the class by near 10:30.
Okay, so this is going time is going to be permanent for
Permanent.
the.
All the
Okay,
sessions throughout 2 months, complete. From Thursday, 2 months, this is the class timing.
okay, got it. So no, so the classes will be held on the weekends also, right? It will be continuous 2 months.
On weekdays,
Only
only
weekdays,
weekdays.
Monday to Friday. So by any chance, is there any weekend batch that is there for Power BI?
Mostly we don't have any weekend slots. You are asking about weekend batches.
Yes.
No, sir. Weekend batches we don't have. Only weekdays batches, Monday to Friday.
Okay, got it. Yeah, these were
Right.
the things from my side. Yeah.
Fine. Thank you. Malik, please go ahead.
Uh, s- Sir, my question is that whenever we will be using this Power App, okay, what backend you will be using for the demo and all the practices and everything?